Cyclocross Magazine here with Ellen Noble after your wonderful win here today. I want to say first congratulations on an excellent performance.
Thank you so
and
much.
You know, 24 hours different from yesterday. You were on the podium then, but what a difference 24 hours makes. Conditions are completely different. Could you talk to me a little bit about through the strategy for a race like this?
Today's strategy was a little bit easier for me. It was a little more straightforward because we've been doing races like this kind of all year where like there's going to be some group racing and people are going to be putting in attacks, but it's definitely, you can't just win off the front like you could have yesterday. So today's strategy was a little more straightforward to me, though yesterday's conditions suited me more. I knew how to win today and I didn't know how to win yesterday, and I think it showed in the way that I raced. So today's conditions, it was tacky, but there was still some like slip and slide around the turns, so it was really fun. You kind of had to know when to trust your lines and when to kind of take it easy, and there was like that risk versus reward aspect today as there was yesterday, even though the conditions were really different.
Did you say that yesterday suited you a little better, but you didn't quite know how to race it compared to today?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, yesterday's race was very, very, very technical, and we had a lot more mud than we've seen all season. We've had some like, I don't think we've really had conditions like this either, but yesterday was definitely the wettest course that we've had this year. And so this is like really the first year that I've been racing towards the front of these big elite races, so I didn't really know how to win it because I don't know where to make a move and like when to settle in and stuff like that. So I went out super hot yesterday and I wasn't able to sustain it. But today I knew it was pretty straightforward that if you stayed in and kind of waited for that right moment, I might be able to pull them off.
So you had a front row starting position. Was that a really important thing? I know yesterday if you didn't start in the front, you weren't going to finish there either, but today, was that a factor in the race, or is it less of a factor when there's more of a pack racing condition?
You know, I think anyone can get a good result from anywhere. Like I've seen a lot of really talented riders get results from the back of the field, i.e. Mariana Voss winning from the last row at Zolder. But you know, for a lot of people starting at the back, it's going to be a lot harder to beat. It's going to be a lot harder to beat your starting position, but in a race like today, there's groups, so if you can jump a whole group, you can make up 6 spots, whereas yesterday it was picking off one person at a time. So yeah, I think today was a little bit easier to make up time, and we did settle in a little bit more as the race went on, just a little bit. So yeah, I guess there's give and take with starting and finishing.
And you definitely got to ride your bike more than you did yesterday. There's a lot more running yesterday. Was that something that worked better for you today?
Yeah, I think so. With these cold conditions, my lungs are still trying to get used to it, so I'm definitely feeling like the warning signs of an asthma attack when I go really deep in the cold right now, just until we get a couple more days of going hard, until we get some more efforts in the cold. So not having to run did make it a little bit more straightforward and made it a little easier on the lungs, so I certainly appreciate it. And then having the logs to hop was even better.
So I know yesterday you said that you had a little bit of trouble with the temperature. Did you have any sort of issue today with the temperature and breathing or anything like that?
Yeah, I could notice it in my breathing, and that's kind of when I came across the finish line. I really just was able to put my hands up in the air and like sit down on the ground because I was really, really, really boxed after today's effort, but I was able to kind of stay in control of it today, whereas yesterday I was completely out of control. I was really worried yesterday, so I was able to kind of meter my effort a little bit better today.
Was some of that easier because of the fact that it was more of a sustained effort today and less of a get off and run and get back on and a lot of transition type riding yesterday?
Yeah, and today you were able to keep a higher cadence on the hard grass, or like on the, it wasn't quite as like, it was very soft and very like power sucking yesterday, so we were able to keep a slightly higher cadence, and I think that made a big difference for me as well.
All right, well thank you.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you.